I'm excited today because we get to talk about LEGO modulars. And with the release of the new Jazz Club, it's time to update my rankings of the modular buildings. My rankings include every LEGO designed official modular building plus 2 other sets. Market Street, which was a fan-designed modular released in 2007, and the Sanctum Sanctorum. Market Street is included because Jamie Berard, the father of the LEGO modular, includes it in his list of modular buildings. The Sanctum Sanctorum is included because it is modular compatible and fits the scale and size of the others. The latter reason is why I don't include some other sets on this list, such as the Daily Bugle, which is just too big for a typical modular city. Overall, this means we have 19 sets on our list. To rank the modular buildings, I considered a variety of attributes that I believe are important for modular buildings. Exterior details, interior details, quality of pieces and value, ingenuity, and the overall building experience. Now, obviously, these are subjective measures, so comment down below if and probably when you disagree with my ratings. One final note as we prepare to dive in, I own every set on this list except for Market Street. So I've built them all, usually more than once, and have a pretty good familiarity with all of them. Now, before we get into the countdown, please hit that subscribe button, especially if you like LEGO rankings and/or LEGO modular buildings. At 19, we have Market Street. This is the only non-LEGO designed set, and no offense to Eric Bach, the fan designer, but Market Street lacks many of the details and charm, both exterior and interior, of the other modular buildings. There are some nice building techniques such as the curved stairs up to the main door, the bent vine pieces there by the market, but it doesn't have a lot of other things going for it. Released in 2007, it rates fairly high for its inclusion of dark blue bricks, which were relatively rare at the time. The Grand Emporium was the second corner building and released in 2010. The first level is the strongest, as the large 1x5x6 panels served as a creative solution for large windows. The dark green awnings and snot brickwork were fun to build, as was the escalator. Unfortunately, the exterior of the second and third levels are identical, and the roofline lacks the creativity of the preceding modular buildings. The dark green windows, transparent clear headlight bricks, and large windscreen that's used as a skylight were great pieces to include in the set, but the exterior built of tan bricks was a little blah. As this 2020 installation of the modulars, the Bookshop revisited the 2 separable buildings approach used in the pet shop. As such, it didn't break much new ground in terms of design. The decision to make 2 distinct buildings had other ramifications on the set. For instance, more bricks have to go into the walls, and that means less pieces for the interior. So while there were some nice mini builds, each building feels a bit claustrophobic. The autumnal birch tree is a highlight, as is the construction of the curved stairs in birched books. The apartment makes nice use of the candle pieces bordering the windows, and the dormers are particularly well constructed. But in many ways, this set is really an updated version of the pet shop. The apartment has a bay window, there's a basement, and a small balcony with a garden, just like in the pet shop. The commercial establishment here, the bookstore, has a nice ground floor, but lacks a lot of interior detail, just like in the pet shop. Speaking of the pet shop, this one sneaks in at number 16 on our list. The sand blue bricks and modified bricks are a highlight, as is the construction of the bay window of the Brownstone. I like the offset building technique for the main entrance of the pet shop, as well as the roof gabling, but the apartment's interior is seriously lacking, as the second floor includes a can of white paint, and the second floor has some dark tan boxes. The low ratings on the interior details and thin nature of the build drag the overall rating down. The third corner building of the modular street, the Palace Cinema, was released in 2013. The red base plate, printed star tiles, and brick-built marquee were definitely highlights of the build. Still, this was the first and only modular to use stickers, which hurt the set's ranking. Furthermore, the tan and dark tan exterior lacked some of the more notable colors in other modulars. Outside of the creative technique to form the corner of the building, this set failed to move the modulars forward. Finally, despite the posters indicating a number of movies available at the time, there was only one screen in the entire theater. The 2010-2013 era of modular buildings, in retrospect, was a bit of a downer. None of the sets released at this time were as interesting as their predecessors. Still, they were good, if unremarkable, modular sets. The Town Hall epitomizes this. The first level is very beefy, as you construct a subfloor, steps, columns, and the Town Hall itself. After that, however, you get two pretty similar builds for levels 2 and 3. The snotwork on the roof and clock tower were highlights, as was the working elevator. At the same time, the consistent striping along the exterior, bouncing back and forth between dark blay, white, light blay, and dark orange, is a bit distracting. This was the best set of its era, best modular of the era, but that makes it slightly below average on this list. The Sanctum Sanctorum was a tricky set to rank, as it's not formally a modular building, but a Marvel set that fits in with the modulars. So I'm ranking this as a modular building and not as a Marvel set itself. Still, it works well on the modular street and contains a lot of nice details, both on the exterior and interior. The tiling work is reminiscent of both the Fire Brigade and the Grand Emporium on the outside, but the way they work the corner on the ground level is very well done. The medium nougat color of the second level and the sand green gabled roof combine for a nice, classy look. The window AC units are a nice touch, and the highly detailed interior makes for a full, satisfying build, even if you aren't a fan of the Doctor Strange movies. As the newest addition to the modular street, the Jazz Club offers the first such building to be constructed of cool yellow bricks, which is a good change of pace. The return of dark orange at the ground level of the club is good for mock builders and contributes to the vibe of the set. There are some subtly strong building techniques here, such as the sign and window trimming, but the dark red and light blade color combination for the club isn't very unique. The odd opening between the pizzeria and the jazz club makes the interior feel a bit incomplete, although the inclusion of a stand-up base aids the set. At $230, this is one of the more expensive modulars, controlling for inflation. The Fire Brigade was a worthy first-era modular building. With its dark red exterior, which wasn't too common back in 2009, and snot work to achieve the brick look on the facade, the set came with a ton of useful pieces. Despite being only 2 levels, the height isn't too diminished from contemporary modulars, as the first level is unusually high and the bell tower at the top adds a bit of extra height. This was the first modular to include a tree and a vehicle, so it added something new to the series. The dark tan front facade required the use of a lot of small plates, which made the build a little tedious. That said, the building techniques above the garage door and the second level windows were ingenious, as was the construction of the ping pong table. Corner buildings are hard to construct, and there are only so many available techniques. The corner garage made use of non-45-degree angles to create the corner, which was a creative approach. It also left some unsightly gaps. Still, the use of train windows for the bay windows above the garage and the construction of the garage door itself were a lot of fun. The inclusion of sand blue windows were a plus, and the printed elements were not only crisp and clean looking, they brought some humor to the street. Joe's garage, by accident we meet. And Dr. Jones, the vet, refusing to treat snakes brought a smile to my face. The dark orange exterior looks great, but the first level, i.e. the garage, feels pretty empty. The police station is a unique shape with an 8-wide donut shop on one side and a 6-wide wing on the other. The asymmetry, though, provided interest throughout the build, as did the fascinating building techniques, such as the dark tan and tan corners of the station, the snot work for the donut shop, the plants, and police station stairs were all particularly well done. The light purple and sand green on either side of the station add color to the drab of another tan modular building. Not only that, but LEGO's sense of humor shines again, as there is a huge, colorful advertisement for the laundromat from the brick bank, which just happens to be the front for a money laundering scheme. The roof technique is strong on this set, despite the incomplete wall between the station and donut shop. Seriously, it shouldn't be a mystery as to how the donuts are disappearing. Ah, the OG modular. The cafe corner scores high on ingenuity. It was, after all, the first of its kind, as well as pieces. It's full of rare pieces and colors. It lacks an interior, although that's because LEGO wanted to focus exclusively on the exterior details. And those details are phenomenal. The white and yellow awnings provide a splash of color against the light blue walls of the first level. The dark red striping through the second level mixes well with the reddish brown brick look, and the dark red and tan combination is classic and striking on the top floor. The brick-built hotel sign and the ski-built archway above the main door are some highlights, although the placement of all the one-by-one tiles and plates to create the patio is a bit tedious. The effect is great though, as the pieces spell out the word cafe. The detective's office is a sneaky good modular building. With 2 buildings, albeit connected on the same base plate, providing unique builds, it offers an entertaining build process. The pool hall features clever builds, such as the pool table and ceiling fan. Al's barbershop is also very well designed, with perhaps the exception of the staircase. Why do you have to go into Al's to get upstairs? The central alleyway is reminiscent of the green grocer, and the different shades of blue look great on the facade. Using the Unikitty details for the roof is top-notch, although the storyline in this set is a bit too overdeveloped. The boutique hotel scores high on the ingenuity category, as the angles make this a unique design. The fantastic detailing on the first level and in the art store provide charm, but the fun interior details on the second and third floors are what unlock a higher score in the interior category. The palm tree construction is another nice feature of the set, and you get a good selection of bricks in the fleshy color. Finally, the sand green dome at the top is creative and blends well with the black snake piece railing along the edges of the roof. All told, this is a great modular building. Our first entry in the top 5 is an interesting choice. The brick bank is not unusually spectacular in any scoring category, but is excellent across the board. The building techniques on the first floor interior alone are enough to give this a high level score. The bank counter, the workable vault, tiled floor, and the laundromat interior are all high level. The chandelier is reminiscent of the one found in the Grand Emporium, but looks great through the skylight. The exterior is nothing to scoff at either, as the use of ingot pieces for bricks fits the set's monetary theme. The printed windows, stained glass, and gold handlebars are all very fancy, and the sand green windows pop against the white walls on the second level. The roof detailing is incredible, and the dark orange and reddish brown above the laundromat provide some nice contrast to the rest of the building. The downtown diner was controversial among some in the LEGO fan community when it was announced due to its more mid-century modern architecture, bold color scheme, and the inclusion of a vehicle. Yet this controversy distracts from the great features of this set. Teal bricks are a great addition for mock builders. The diner interior is impeccably designed and executed, and this is the only modular that doesn't suffer from the blatant color line for each floor. Not only that, but it harkened back to some of the classic modulars with its brick-built diner sign. There are a lot of strong building techniques sprinkled throughout the set, such as the curved window for the diner, the side windows, and knotwork along the roof. The jukebox-like shape of the exterior is synced up with the recording studio on the 3rd level, making this a delightful and fun building experience. It's noteworthy that a set from 2008 is able to land this high up on the list, but the Green Grocer is not your typical modular building. This set receives top scores in every category except for the interior details. Indeed, its lower score there is largely due to the paucity of details on the 2nd and 3rd levels. The grocery store, on the other hand, is wonderfully detailed with fruits, vegetables, refrigerators, and more. The walkway through the right-hand side of the building is a beautiful inclusion, and the details around that archway opening are phenomenal. Moving our way up the building, the sand green garage bricks mixed with the tan arches above the 2nd level windows are a great color combination. And there's little repetition when we get to the 3rd level. The gabled roof, complete with the skeleton legs and hammers, are nice for its use of pieces. Even the fire escape on the back is a clever build. All in all, these details, along with the selection of rare bricks, makes this one of the most sought-after LEGO sets of all time. My number 2 modular of all time is the largest one, the Assembly Square. Released as a 10th anniversary modular, it was still available from LEGO 6 years after it originally came out, indicating just how popular the set is. With 3 unique buildings, all of which feature distinct architectural styles and details, the build is entertaining throughout. The interiors are packed with details as well, ranging from the cafe, flower shop, and bakery on the 1st levels, to the dance studio and apartment on the 3rd levels. A brick-built drum set and piano are nice features in the left-hand building, while the dentist chair and miniature brick-built LEGO sets are highlights in the right-hand building. If you have a chance to pick up this modular, do it. You won't regret it. The Parisian Restaurant takes the top spot on this list for a couple of reasons. First, it is incredibly detailed both inside and out. For the latter, you have a beautiful outdoor eating area with stunning white architectural details bordering the asymmetrical 1st floor windows. The olive green exterior on the 2nd floor doesn't feel too drab, thanks to the white windows and their accents. The 3rd level is one of the most impressive builds in any modular. The use of dark blue bow slopes are striking and effective, plus the white crescents and shelves provide a suitably Parisian feeling. The interiors are just as well executed, with the full restaurant, the kitchen, the seating, the wine cabinet on the 1st level. It has an apartment on the 2nd level, which includes a Murphy bed, and the artist studio, which includes an easel and a nice little stove on the 3rd floor. Second, the timing of this set is important in the history of the modular buildings. The first handful of modulars were all fantastic builds, but you'll note that the next wave of sets, from the Grand Emporium through the Palace Cinema, aren't all that high on this list. This set revitalized the modular line and ushered in a new era of brighter color schemes, storylines, and interior details that add depth to these sets. So, despite it being a tough call, the Parisian Restaurant is the best modular set of all time, in my opinion. Do you disagree with these rankings? Let us know in the comments below. By the way, I can tell you my kids definitely don't agree with my rankings. If you like this content, if you like modular buildings, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and always remember to keep building together.